Hi guys, I'm Eddie Case from the Basement Finishing University, and today what I'm going to be doing is designing a basement. So I brought the camera on down and I'm going to teach you today how to go down into your basement and identify all the obstacles and come up with a working floor plan for your job. I got some really cool ideas for you, some really good information that's going to help you completely design your basement from A to Z. All right, so let's go inside. It's a brand new client's house. It's a beautiful day. This will be the second time I've been in this basement. The first time was about a 15-minute talk with the homeowner where I found out what they wanted to do with the basement, what zones they wanted, and that's really all that I know about this basement. So you're coming down with me. This is raw, this is live, and I think that's the best way to do it. I'm gonna let you just kind of get in my head here this morning. Follow me around. I'm gonna think out loud as I design this basement for my client. So come on inside and let's get started. And see what the builder put into this place. This is a brand new house. It's about 4 months old. The owner just moved in, so there's a lack of furniture in here right now. But the first thing that I do, and this is what you would probably do if you were going to finish your basement, would be to check out the home's existing amenities. So the first thing that I do is just take a quick glance around, see what style the home is, whether it's contemporary or traditional or colonial, whatever style the home is. This is more of a traditional home with traditional trim. And the first thing that I'm going to be looking at before I even go down into the basement is what style doors, what style door trim and base trim this home has, so that I can carry that theme into the basement, because that's what I want to do. Ultimately, once you pass through this door right here, which is the basement door, and travel down the steps, you want to feel like you're in another level of the house, like you're heading just to another level of the home. So we're looking at these 6-panel doors here. So we got 6-panel colonial doors. We've got a certain style of hardware that are on these doors, and I'm going to be matching the doors. We also have the colonial casing, 2 1/4-inch colonial casing that will match. And down here, I'm looking at the taller base trim. This is a 5.5-inch colonial trim that we're going to be doing for the base to match that. So we're going to be matching those items. And then one last thing that I'll show you, since we do this in the basement, is we're going to be putting a banister rail down there. I want to match the profile of this handrail, the newel post, and these spindles, so that this carries right on down into the basement. All right, let's go downstairs and check it out. We've got a turning set of steps down to a landing, and your steps may not come down and turn like this. Yours just may be one set of steps straight down to the basement floor, but we got to come down and turn here. So we'll hit the landing and then down the last set of steps here into our empty canvas. Nothing down here yet, but a few things that the homeowners put down here when they moved in. I've tried to get everything over here in this corner so that it's out of the way for the project. And that's the first thing that you're going to do when you start your project. If you have stuff currently in the basement, you're either going to get it out, put it in storage, or locate it someplace in the basement that's going to remain unfinished so that you can work around it the entire duration of the project. Because you don't want to move this stuff from point A to point B to point C the whole way around the basement as you're finishing walls. Get it into an area where you're not going to be finishing, so you never have to move it again, okay? Until the project's over. All right, so here we are in the blank canvas with all the obstacles. Now your basement's going to look completely different than this, I know that. You're not going to be able to use this exact plan that I'm going to come up with, this design that I'm going to come up with for this client, for your basement, but you're still going to have the same obstacles, or most of them. So what I'm going to do is get you thinking creatively, get that design process flowing like it does for me, so that you can come up with a professional floor plan to work around all this stuff. So first, let's identify all the obstacles in this basement. We'll start over here, we'll work our way around, and then once we have identified all the obstacles, we'll talk about the zones that the homeowner wants down here, and we'll start to melt those two together and come up with our initial design plan. Okay, so let's start here. We've got an electrical panel box. We've got a water main coming in, sticking out off the wall here about 1 foot. We've got a big fat pipe right here sticking out from the wall about 6 inches. You probably have some of these. All right, it's a drain line. We've got the big pipe going through the wall out to the city sewage. That's called the sewage lateral, sticking off the wall about a foot. Down here, I've got the radon pipe. A lot of newer homes come with these. The builders are just putting them in, sticking up out of the floor here, about 16 inches off the wall. Here's a real common one. We've got the sump pump. With the pipe going down, has a pump down in there, takes away the rainwater so the basement doesn't get wet. We got to work around the pit. Real common one here, we got the water heater. We're going to have to work around this. These can be moved. It's not too hard to move a water heater. This other stuff over here can't be moved, but this could be moved. But this is a definite design factor. Right here I'm looking at the side of the stairs. The stairs are probably the biggest obstacle to work around. And we got the steps here, big old set of stairs that we have to work around. The support columns, while I'm standing right here. We've got 3 of these guys. Everybody's basement has support columns, or most basements do. If you don't have support columns, you have walls, masonry walls holding up beams, all right? But most basements have these poles. They're holding up a big steel beam here that goes from one end of the basement to the other. You may have a wood beam, but you're still going to have these support columns. Most of them are going to be metal. We've got 3 of them. Definitely going to influence our design. Up this end of the basement, we've got the furnace. Most basements have one of these in it. People ask me, can I move it? And the answer is no, I would rather not move it. They're generally situated in such a way that they're most efficient with the ductwork that's already pre-existing. So you don't want to just go moving your furnace around. The best thing to do is to work it into your floor plan. Up overhead here, coming off of our furnace, I've got a feed trunk with the feed air going in for the central air conditioning and heating. We talked about the steel beam, and then we have the return air trunk. That runs the whole way down the middle of the basement. The stuff that's overhead is still considered obstacles. We have to design around this stuff, all right? Because in basements, as you know, we can't have a flat ceiling from one end to the other. There's too much stuff up there, too many obstacles. So we have to identify those. This is going to enter into my design for this client. And then over here in this corner, I can't really get back there. I'll just use my tape measure as a pointer here. We've got a gas manifold with all the different gas lines coming off, going up to the stove and the fireplace and all the other gas fixtures that are upstairs. That's an obstacle. Okay, so I think I just identified them all. We got some stuff that, like this pipe here that's strapped to the wall. This is a design obstacle as well. We're going to have to build our wall in front of this pipe, so that will enter into where I place my wall, but it's really not going to affect the overall design that much. All right, so what I have for you is some really cool stuff. I want to give you free goodies here over the next 3 or 4 days. My ultimate goal here with this series is to give you enough information that you can go down into your empty basement and completely design this sucker. I mean everything. Empty basement with obstacles to a complete design and workable floor plan. All right? A working floor plan is the plan that you actually build from, has the dimensions that you can take to the township or your city and pull building permits with. And we can't arrive at that working floor plan until we get the design down. And the design in this instance, in this basement that I'm in right now, is going to be influenced by the wish list, which is really all the things the homeowner wishes they could have in the basement, the wish list. These are the zones that the homeowner has asked me to design into this basement. And this basement we're in, incidentally, is just a rectangle. It doesn't have any outcroppings in the foundation. It's not a real fancy shape to this foundation. Your house, your basement may have a couple outcroppings in it, okay? And we'll talk more about that in the next few videos. But we need to get this wish list, the home theater, the home gym, a storage area, an office, a full bath, and a finished closet into this space around all those obstacles that we just looked at out here, and make it look like a pro was here. Okay, so I want to give you enough that you can actually professionally design your basement. Now, you can go out and have someone design your basement. You can call in a basement finishing contractor. and just tell them, look, I just want you to design my basement. And he'll charge you around $750 to $1,000, some even more. Or you could hire an engineer or an architect to come down, look at your basement, find all these obstacles, and come up with a creative way to give you a professional floor plan. He's going to charge you $1,000 to $2,500. So right off the bat here, I'm trying to give you enough information that I can already start keeping the money in your wallet. All right, I want to give you enough information that you can save that design fee. All right, and impress your friends. All right, this is where it all starts, man, with the design. All right, so now in the next video, because I think that's all we're going to talk about today. We've identified the obstacles, we've talked about the wish list and the zones that the homeowner wants, and now you pretty much know where I'm going with this series. In the next video, we're going to actually start to begin to design this basement with these zones in it, and you're going to learn so much. So have some paper, have a pencil, and I would like you to have a tape measure for the next video, because by the time we're done with that video, you're going to be down in your basement with a pen, paper, and a tape measure, and you're going to be actually taking dimensions and beginning your working floor plan. So you're going to get some good stuff in the next video. So I'm not sure if it's going to be tomorrow or the day after, but over the next day or two, you will be getting the next video in the series, and I'm going to teach you a whole bunch of cool stuff. So I'll see you back here then.